The bald eagle, also called the American eagle, is a large North American raptor. Their common name, bald, comes from the old word bald with an E, meaning white, referring to the animal's piebald coloration. Their scientific name, Haliaeetus leucocephalus, means sea eagle with a white head. As with most raptors, females are larger than males by up to a third, and often have deeper bills. The sexes are otherwise identical. Bald eagles average around 3 feet tall and long, with up to an almost 8-foot wingspan, although closer to 7 is most common. They tend to weigh in at only 6 to 12 pounds, and most of that weight comes from their over 7,000 feathers. A bald eagle's habitat, especially in their breeding season, is almost always some form of wetland, be it a marsh, seacoast, or near a river or lake, especially large reservoirs. This is to ensure a steady supply of fish. These habitats are preferably close to forested areas where they can nest and roost. Fish ranges from 50 to 90% of the bald eagle's diet depending on where it lives. With the aid of their strong wings, legs, talons, and special spikes on the soles of their feet called spicules, eagles can easily grasp and carry fish, flying with them back to their nest or to a favorite perch. However, if the fish are too heavy to lift, the bird may be dragged into the water. In some of these cases, depending on conditions and distance from the shore, the birds die by drowning or hypothermia. But when this is not the case, the eagle simply swims to shore, dragging its prey behind it. As with other sea or fish eagles, bald eagles eat fish primarily, with favorites being species such as trout and salmon. However specialized they may be for fishing, baldies will usually consume other prey such as water birds, including ducks, geese, and gulls, mammals ranging in size from rabbits to small deer, reptiles, and amphibians. Also, as with most raptors, they will take carrion should it be available. And they steal food from ospreys, because ospreys need to learn their place. As a matter of fact, the bald eagle actually holds the record for the heaviest load carried by a flying bird. One eagle was recorded flying with a 15-pound deer fawn. That's more than what the bird could have weighed itself. Do you even lift? That eagle does. Although eagles are more tolerant than most raptors about sharing their food and space, even during harsh winters, they will still squabble over who gets what fish. Like if my brother and I order the same thing at McDonald's, and his looks better. Then, I'll flip him over into a river and take his Happy Meal. Remember, kids, this is America. Only the strong survive. Eagles reach maturity at about 4 or 5 years of age. This is also when their white head and tail feathers grow in. Beforehand, the birds resemble their distant relatives, the golden eagle. Golden eagles are posers. The bald eagle, upon reaching maturity, must then begin to search for a suitable mate. It is said they are monogamous, although if one of the pair dies, the remaining partner will find a new mate. Unlike owls. Owls will actually become so distraught at the loss of their partner that they will basically shut down their bodies, willing themselves to die much faster than they would from mere starvation, because each and every owl is an emotional mess, just like humans. To ensure the eagles have the proper level of commitment between each other, the pair climbs to a height of sometimes almost 10,000 feet. They lock talons and free fall, spiraling around each other romantically until they nearly reach the ground and let go. Sometimes they do crash into trees and the ground, but don't judge. Everyone has bad days, and there's no way that your wedding could ever be that metal.
Like an eagle to the sea, fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle, jump free, right through the revolution.
Afterwards, the small male mounts the female. And no, I'm not showing footage of this. It does exist, but I don't think you need to see bird porn. Alright, fine, that's a pretty convincing argument, here you go. The smaller male mounts the female and passes his genetic material to her through his cloaca. This is called a cloacal kiss. No, I'm not making that up. She will then lay 1 to 3 eggs, although 2 are typical. Now you may be wondering, where are these eggs laid? In an eyrie, of course. An eagle's nest, called an eyrie, holds the record for being the largest nest of a North American bird, the record-holding structure itself being 10 feet wide, 20 feet deep, and weighing in at over 2 tons. Eagles return to their nests and build them up over many, many years. When the eaglets hatch, they are gray, fuzzy, small, and way cuter than a human infant could ever hope to be. They rely solely on their parents for food and protection until they fledge and learn to hunt on their own. When the eaglets are small, the parents maneuver around cautiously and a bit awkwardly, balling their feet up into fists so that they don't accidentally skewer their own offspring, because that's bad parenting. One aspect of an eaglet's life that may cause it some issues is whether or not it hatched first. The oldest, strongest hatchlings very often bully and eventually kill off the younger siblings. This siblicide is common in many species of birds, especially if the already larger female is the eldest hatchling. And if you think that's rough, Mom and Dad just sit there and let it happen. Imagine if human families were like that. I'd have gotten rid of my brother over a decade ago, and my parents wouldn't even care. How sweet life would have been. Should you ever wish to observe wild eagles in our area, I would suggest taking a short ride down 495. Take exit 49 and take a right from there. This should lead you onto River Street. The Merrimack will be to your left, which is a prime spot for observing these birds in their natural habitat, as well as waterfowl and the occasional osprey who has yet to learn its place. The pair of baldies that holds this territory have a large eyrie near Kimball Island, which can be seen from your car. Or you could pull over, jog across the street, and look from there. That might be safer. I know from experience that it's hard to birdwatch and drive. Always remember, kids, America's national bird is an example we all should follow. So the next time your brother is being irritating, kill him.